Yeah, it's hosing. It's done. I can hit you though. There you go, Kent. I can't do anything right now.
I'm back up, I think. They just sort of threw me back into the fishes. So, here we go.
My computer is not doing well.
Because he doesn't restart it but once a
I
month.
restarted it.
He restarts it. He says every morning, but I don't know if I believe that
Kent
or not.
Marts.
Anyway, back to where we were when we got crashed. And there's something on my screen. I can't see the chat, so if anybody chats, I can't see it there, Paul. So thank you very much.
I can't scroll either.
The Bresser 6x21 binoculars. If you've got a kid in the family who is interested in the outdoors, you think might like a pair of binoculars that you want to take birding with you, buy 2 pair. One for them and one for you. And go out and use the exact same binoculars that they're using. That'll make them feel great. You'll see what they're seeing. It'll make the experience better for that kid because they're using the same binoculars you are, and that is a great thing for kids to see that they're using the same gear you are. Like $32, something like that. A great price. All glass lens elements in here. Has a diopter so you can focus for your left eye and your right eye. So you focus the left eye with the focusing knob. You focus on the right eye with the diopter. Fantastic binoculars right here. These are the Bresser 6x21. 6. Let's talk about those numbers a minute. 6, a 6 power eyepiece. So it enlarges what you're looking at by a factor of 6. It's like you're 6 times closer to the subject than you really are. And 21 means they have an objective diameter where the light comes in of 21 millimeters. Fantastic pair of binoculars for the money. Can't recommend these highly enough. Actually going to a concert tonight. I'm going to take literally this pair with me.
We are live
at the concert. What do you say?
We are live.
Have we been live this whole time?
Somebody asks, are you guys live?
We
yes.
are live. Yes, we are.
I'm just having computer issues with my...
Which is why
PC.
Paul is...
There it goes.
Pulling his hair out because...
I ain't worried about it. I'll find a workaround.
Yeah, he likes to find ways to work around things. So anyway, I can't see the monitor, Paul, so if people ask questions, I can't
I'll
see
get it in a second, okay?
This is the National Geographic 10x42, 8x42 binoculars. These are a fantastic pair of binoculars. We sell lots of these on Amazon, and this show is a warm-up for the Amazon.com. Aaron, Tech Music Dude, says, my question was answered. LOL, yes, indeed, we are live. Sometimes it's not the greatest thing in the world because live broadcasts are great potential to have fun, if you know what I'm saying. The National Geographic 8x42 binoculars, remember the numbers, 8 power eyepieces, 42 millimeter objective lens, brings in significantly more light than the kids' specialized 6x21. So we could do some math and figure out how many cubic or square millimeters or inches of objective there are there on
Kent,
it.
Just as an aside for everyone to know who may be listening, and we'll mention this again on Amazon, we're going to start running programming most of the day, only interrupted with this live stuff.
Broadcast, right.
Right? And I'm going to build a little icon to let people know when it is actually live.
So the problem is the recorded stuff says live on it because it's live when it's recorded.
No, that's Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
And YouTube. They put that on top of it.
Yeah, so we'll have a pre-recorded or some other...
It says that on there.
Bug that says pre-recorded. When we're live, that bug won't be there and we'll be...
So, if you look up, this is the bug. You'll see it. It'll pop up in a second.
Yeah, but my monitor's a fun 9 seconds behind when he does
Top
something.
right. See it?
Previously recorded, although this is not previously recorded.
Correct. This is
That's what it's
live programming.
Hey, that matches my shirt. So if you notice me scratching a little bit, I've been out in the sun basically all day. On the last 2 weekends, I've got a wee bit of a sunburn, and I'm peeling just a little bit. So if you see me scratching my head and scratching my arms and rubbing my nose, sunburn.
So we got this really cool device that lets us stream recorded programs, and what we're going to do is what we were trying to do today, but the computer crashed on me.
So we ran for what, 8 hours?
We ran for 11 hours.
11 hours, and then Facebook kicked us off, I guess. Right?
Yeah, we were on YouTube for 11.
Yeah, so there you go. So we're going to be figuring out how to master this live. And what we'll be running is shows and little snippets and things like that we put together, some product advertisements and B-roll stuff and commercials and things like that. Sir?
Things like that. Scott talking about stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
And then, I might put a Star Party on that will come on really, really late at night.
Right, and run all night. Right?
Yeah.
Because
they're like 3 hours, 3 to 6 hours.
Those can run 3 to 7 or 8 hours sometimes with some great content on those. Some fantastic.
And I'm going to try to run yesterday's content again in the morning. When I get here, I have to reload the card for the next day. And then I'll play yesterday's content the next day. And then after it's done, it'll go into the archive.
Into the archive. All right. So Aaron, Tech Music Dude, says, rather see you guys live. Well, we appreciate that. And while we would sort of like to be live, being live 24/7 would tax us all, and we would not get our jobs done. And our job is not just this. We have other jobs to process orders and deal with dealers and customers and, answer phones and solve problems.
Well, it's all figured out. Today, my computer just crashed.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm trying to cut video, cut audio, transfer footage, put stuff on the server, do this, and 5 other things all at the same time. And eventually my computer said, you know what? I am going on strike.
That's why you shouldn't do that. So,
but I had to.
While you're figuring out everything, what is a good but budget-level night binoculars or whatever they're called? Okay.
Hey, we've got a brand new pair, but they're not budget.
So we have, binoculars. There's no real night binoculars versus day binoculars. There's some image stable night vision binoculars out there that take starlight just like a night vision scope does. Not really. I've never been impressed with the views of ones because you get that green background and they're speckledy and stuff, and just not my cup of tea. It might be your cup of tea. Any pair of binoculars, these 8x42 binoculars, they're $35 or $39 over on Amazon and in our Explore Scientific store here, www.explorescientific.com, will work fine. Paul just sneezed instead of me. He must be allergic to light.
No, I don't sneeze every day.
Very strange. So any pair of binoculars will work, and my advice is to start with a pair like the National Geographic 8x42s. Find that you like doing it, that you can see things and understand what's going on up in the sky. And then once you do that, then start thinking about upgrading to a better pair of binoculars. You're going to get, the more money you spend, you're going to get better glass, better coatings, better materials. You might get magnesium bodies that are really light. But it's those coatings and the glass enhancements that really make the experience better. But there are astronomy binoculars that are really big, like 16 by 80s and things like that. Those things are beasts. They stand like this tall, and they're big old round things, and you can't hold them up. You've got to have them on a tripod or on a parallelogram mount, all sorts of things. My dad built
favorite.
Go ahead.
My favorite ones are these here.
So my dad
the
built
Alpen Teton 10 by 42.
We'll show those Tetons over on the Amazon broadcast here towards the end in a few minutes. Yeah. Those are spectacular. The enhanced coatings make you make looking into shadows in the.
It's $100 off right now.
Yeah, well, that's a good price.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
you can almost see in the dark with these things.
My dad one time built a binocular rack that had, he saw it in Sky and Telescope, I think, that was a couple of 2x4s and some boards that held them apart. So you put your head down in them, and then you slid them up. The binoculars were attached to them, and so you slid them up to your eyes, and you had a counterweight on the back. So they sat on your shoulders, and that counterweight kept you from having to hold them up. It was pretty slick. It worked fine. I have not seen that device in years. Dad died a couple of years ago, and I suspect he, processed it on into something else like firewood or something when he, didn't use it or wanted to redesign it to a part. So anyway, but it was pretty slick design to hold up some pretty good sized binoculars. I've seen people who have made chairs with binocular racks. So you sit down in and pull it in, and then you can lean the chair back and turn left and right, and you don't have to hold the binoculars up as well. Explore Scientific also makes some giant binocular telescopes. Paul, why don't you get one of those pairs up? They range from 72.
What's the name of them?
BT14 something. If you just go to our
I'm on the Alpen site, so
yeah, go to Explore Scientific. And
Escape.
And you can just go to Astronomy Giant Binoculars, and then there you go. So they go from 72 millimeter objectives, so 72 millimeter here, up to 120 millimeters. So the 120s are gigantic binoculars. You have to have a special.
Are they under imaging?
Mount.
Where are they under?
Astronomy
Imaging?
Giant Binoculars.
Astronomy.
And then Giant Binoculars.
Giant binoculars. Which one you want?
Oh, put the 72s up first.
70.
I mean, they all look the same. You can't really tell from the website how big they are. But those 120 millimeter binoculars are that big around. So you've got two pair of binoculars this big around. So you got a binocular here and a binocular here. They actually use astronomy eyepieces that come with 62 degree 24s or 25s. I can't remember which. All ready to go. But you can't hand hold them. They're impossible to hand hold them.
Is that the one?
That's the 72s maybe. Yeah, but they're beautiful. What does it say? Those are the 120s. Okay, you can't tell how big those are from the photos. Those circles are literally that big around. The binoculars are this long. Weighs 18
those
pounds.
Are eyepieces.
And those are regular astronomy eyepieces, and they're absolutely. Took them up to the Mid-States Regional Convention, Mid-States Regional of the Astronomical League's annual convention up in St. Louis, and had them out viewing. People were blown away looking at the moon and other objects in them. So we also have a solar filter that can go over the ends of them, so you can look at the sun with them with the safe solar filter added. If you don't, then you're going to put your eyes out.
It's currently out of
Aaron,
stock.
Tech Music, the 120s are out of stock. We have the 80s, I think, in stock.
82 millimeter.
We have the 82s in stock. I have the Celestron 25 by 70s, and I love them. Those will be fantastic for astronomy. Big aperture, a lot of power. I always like low power field of views a lot of times. I like seeing the star patterns and finding things. And a lot of times the faint fuzzy galaxies don't hold up to a lot of magnification. So it becomes, everything's a balance. High magnification means you can't see a lot of things with low surface brightness, right? And let me pronounce this. Grezorj Scitek, sorry about your first name, sir, says hi back. We appreciate you jumping in and saying howdy to us. We love interacting with our customers. So National Geographic 8x42s, a great way to start, inexpensive, will get you into the hobby. The moon is going to look great. The planet's going to be small but sharp and crisp, and just a fantastic way to start getting into astronomy is using binoculars. But today's show is all about birding. These are also a great way to get into birding as well. Now, over on Amazon Live, when we get over there, you're going to see in the carousel that we have a bird book. It's the National Geographic Field Guide to North American birds, I have two, one in my office and one in my trailer. So when I go out camping, I'm able to do some bird watching and love to add birds to my list. I added a new bird last time we went camping a month ago for Memorial Day here in the United States. I added a chipping sparrow to my life list. Had seen one before, but since I started my list, I have picked up that one as well. I've got some more I need to add that I've observed because I want to keep that up and see how many birds I can get on my life list over the course of the next whatever. We'll be camping this weekend and hope to pick up some more birds. We shall see. Anyway, moving along, going to go to a different pair of binoculars. These are the Magniview. Yes, the Magniview 8x25 compact binoculars. Now these binoculars are designed to really be small because of this bridge design. They fold down really small, okay? So what that means is I can put these in my shirt pocket and carry them around with me all the time. No problem. I can have them out in the woods with me in my pocket.
Which ones are these again?
These are the Magniview 8x25s. These are an Alpen brand. These are waterproof. Argon purged, or actually nitrogen purged, so they won't fog up internally. The numbers tell us 8 power eyepieces and 25 millimeters of aperture, which brings the light into your eye. Now, you trade off things. You want to spare a pair of small binoculars, you got to have a pair of small binoculars. They're not going to have real high-powered eyepieces, and they're not going to have big old apertures because you just can't easily put them in your pocket and go from there. Those are the Alpen Magniview 8x25 binoculars. Again, they're waterproof. That waterproofing means they're purged inside. All the air is forced out. That means you can't get them wet if they get rained on. It's not going to get inside. But more importantly, there's no moisture inside. So when the temperature gets right, and any moisture that would be inside of there will condense and stick on the glass, won't happen because there's no moisture inside of there to condense on the inside of the glass. So there you go. What time we got, Paul?
For 3 minutes.
3 minutes. So 3 minutes before the cutaway, or just 3 minutes period?
3 minutes, and then I jumped to Amazon immediately.
Okay, so what else do I want to talk about? Real quick, and on Amazon we'll talk about it. This is a spotting scope. This is a high-end device. It works good for astronomy too, but it is a spotting scope. It's a device that you'll put on a tripod and can use it to view things. It's a right-side-up image device. And I'll tell you what, this lens cap loves to stay on. Takes a little bit of work to get it off, and that's a good thing. You don't want it falling off because you want to protect that big, beautiful 80 millimeter diameter piece of glass right there. This is a zoom eyepiece. It zooms from 20 power, which is right there, up to 60 power. So this is a 60 power eyepiece on an 80 millimeter objective lens. A really fine device if you want to really up your game into game watching, bird watching, things like that. Again, offers an erect image because of the prism in here. Comes with a fine focus knob where you turn it and it really barely turns the focus, or the coarse focus knob to get really close and then go from there. So what we got, Paul? A couple minutes or a minute and a half?
You follow us, and you should get notifications that'll allow you to do that.
Gregory's SciTech says, I thought you were going to discuss astronomy equipment today. We discuss astronomy equipment on Mondays and Wednesdays. We do, actually Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We do Global Star Party on Tuesday. No, we don't. We changed that. Tuesdays is Annie's, what are we calling it now?
They haven't come up with a name, man.
Okay, it's Fun Day Tuesday for Annie, where she talks of, discusses lots of our toy applications and educational and STEM lines. Monday is How Do You Know with Dr. Daniel Barth. I will be on doing some educational STEM stuff, telescopes, a variety pack. Wednesdays is Astronomy, where we talk about, entry-level first light telescopes and some higher-end telescopes periodically, eyepieces, other things like that. And then Fridays our focus on astrophotography, and I generally handle the 1:30 to 3 o'clock duties, and Tyler does the 4 to 5 o'clock duties. He will be handling those duties for me tomorrow because I'm going to be out of the office in the afternoon. I have a funeral to go to. One of the men who grew up next door to one of the men that shaped me into the person I am today, taught me to love outdoors and hunting and fishing and things like that, along with my dad. His funeral's Friday, and so I'm going to be going to that. So
that's on Facebook. So Facebook, you should be able to go to the notifications on the Explore Scientific page and be notified when you're on.
So, Aaron, it's a shame there are hardly any people watching. I shall share. Thank you very much. You can get notified when we're on by following Explore Scientific. And also, if you go on to Amazon Live, amazon.com/live, and find us there here in just a couple of minutes, you can click the follow button there, and you'll get notified when we come on every day as well. So, Paul, is it time to spin on out of here and go to Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to spin on out. We'll be off the air for just a minute.
Well, we're just going to go to a splash screen. And
then we're going to come back on the social media stream as well, but it will be focused on Amazon Live, and that's what I'll be talking about. And talking about the carousel, you won't see it here on the social media because it's an Amazon Live.
Gregor's has added a subscription.
Thank you,
via
sir.
YouTube.
Thank you, Gregor's.
Thank you.
We appreciate that very much. And Aaron, thank you for doing the share duties as well. So here we go. I'm going to spin over on
It's within seconds, Kent. I did the same thing as last time. That's my fault. So
and there we go.
I'm supposed to play this.
Paul, there we go.
I'm sitting here trying to do 7 things at once. Yeah.
There we go. So welcome to On the Wing. Thank you for joining us here on Amazon Live. We appreciate you joining us, and thank you for sharing your time with us. We appreciate that very, very much. Today is On the Wing, meaning we're talking about birding. We'll talk about astronomy too, because binoculars and birding and astronomy all go hand in hand. The same devices can work for either one. So first off, out of the gate, I want to talk about the kids' specialized 6x21 binoculars. These are from Bresser. They're over in your carousel right now. You can pick them up for, I believe it's right at $30. These are not toy binoculars. They say specialized kid binoculars. These are not toy binoculars. These are the real deal. Have glass elements, have glass lenses, a metal body, a rubberized, the yellow is a sort of a rubberized coating. Comes with a neck strap that I did put on, and it's a safety neck strap, so if you get hung on something, it is just going to pop off and come loose and be safe for you. These are over there in the carousel right now. If you're watching, if you haven't clicked the follow button yet, click that follow button. We also have a chat function up where you can chat directly through Amazon to us, and we can answer back, answer your questions live on the air or whatever. Ask us a question. If we can answer it, we will tackle it. If not, we'll figure out a way and try and get an answer to you some other fashion through the Amazon store, Explore Scientific Amazon store chat function as well. So these may look like toys. They may be marketed as kids' specialized binoculars. But folks, these are real binoculars. These are a fantastic pair of binoculars that don't cost a whole bunch of money. If you want to get your kid interested in birding, want to get your kid interested in looking at stuff, out, looking at, wildlife, want to do astronomy, take a pair of these binoculars, get a pair. In fact, get 2 pair. One for you and one for them, and go use the same binoculars they're using. Sit beside them on the ground or stand up and look at a bird across, the way or up in a tree and talk about the bird and spend time with a kid. Spending time with a kid. Sir?
If you buy 425 binoculars, you get the Paul G's special.
Oh, that'd be the 426 pair free?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you buy 425 of these, give me a call. And
no,
well,
I'm the one that came up with the deal, not you.
Yeah, but you can't process the order. You can just process the video of it. So, if you got a kid in your life that is interested in the outdoors, interested in birds, interested in astronomy, buy 2 pair of these and go spend time with that kid, right? If you have an adult, maybe you buy these as well. But go spend time with someone and let them learn to enjoy the hobby, the passion that you have. Outdoors, going out and looking at deer in the mornings and evenings, looking for birds, feeding birds at your feeder and looking at them close with binoculars. Take them out, spend some time with that kid, and use the same binoculars they're going to use. You're going to make that kid feel good that you're using the same binoculars they're using. That's going to have that kid maybe have a lifetime hobby in birding. Now, over in the carousel today, we should have the National Geographic Field Guide to North American Birds. That field guide's over there. It's a very good aid in identifying birds. It does not have pictures. It has species-specific, high-quality paintings so that you're not looking at a generalized one bird that may look sort of odd. You're looking at the exemplar of the bird or what it generically looks like as a species, right? It's a thick book. It's well organized. I enjoy using it. Lots of detail. Looking at the pictures, you can easily figure out which birds are which once you start learning how to use it. Pick that up. It's very inexpensive, $15.79 over in the carousel right now, and I'm pretty sure it qualifies for Amazon Prime. I know all of our items do that are in the carousel today. If you're out there, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a hi, howdy, hello, however you want to greet, as well as have any questions or comments, give us a shout out. We love to hear from our customers and have that interaction. Additionally, if you have some pictures of birds that are your pictures, not somebody else's pictures that you have, but your pictures, and want to send them to us and use them on the show, we're happy to do that. We love to share our viewers' pictures. You can talk on the chat function real quick to Noah, and he'll get you how to send us those pictures. He can provide you that information. Noah is Noah Menard, the guy you never hear, and now he's been seeing a little bit more. He makes very quick appearances flitting through the stage. He's the guy that keeps the Amazon platform up and running. We appreciate his work immensely. So we're going to go to a bird here in just a second. It's going to be a burrowing owl. So, Paul, you have that cued? There we come, right there.
Take a half step to your right, Ken.
This is a burrowing owl. It was taken by our friend Carl Bernhardt in Southern California. Now, I'm going to read this stuff to you so I don't make mistakes. I didn't have time to study it, so I'm just going to read this off to you. So I'm actually going to hold up the paper because the people who read lips need to see me, and then you see my lips specifically. So here we go. Carl tells us that the burrowing owl is found locally, and he lives in Southern California. One of the last pieces of undeveloped land next to the Ontario International Airport in Southern California. That's where he took this picture of this burrowing owl. If you have keen eyesight, you can maybe spot them as they take final approach to landing or as they take off into the sky. He fears that the land is going to be developed because there's large warehouse hubs around the airport. There's no parking allowed except for large tractor trailers in the area, so you have to go early in the morning or after hours in the evening when there's no traffic in all these parking lots and shoot from your car window. The birds don't care if you're not out of your car. The little owls are cute and entertaining to watch, and these are indeed little owls. They're sized between a robin and a crow, so they're about that tall and about that big around. Adults are brown birds mottled with sandy pale spots on the underparts. You can sort of see that right here in the picture. The breast is spotted, grading to dark brown bars on the belly, bold white throat and eyebrows, and yellow eyes. Burrowing owls spend most of their time on the ground or on low perches such as fence posts. They hunt close to the ground, catching insects and small animals. When alarmed, they jerk their bodies quickly up and down, and they are active during the day. And the birds store food in their burrows, which literally are dugout holes, and for times when food is short. They live in open habitats with sparse vegetation, prairies, pastures, deserts, and shrub steppes, and airports. In part of the range, they are closely associated with prairie dogs and ground squirrels, whose burrows they use for nests. The range is the western United States down into Mexico and east into Texas. They're actually fairly close to where we are in northwest Arkansas. The burrowing owl splits Oklahoma and Kansas out in the the scrub lands of western Oklahoma, Kansas, maybe up into Nebraska a little bit, and then parts west from there. There is an effort underway to restore the habitat for these birds, and how they do it is they make nests out of like tubs and then attach like a big tub like this, and then attach a piece of pipe to it and bury the tub in the ground and run the pipe up and cover it up with rocks so that they create man-made burrows where burrows don't exist to help the populations. Big effort going on in Southern California. You can probably find video of that out there on the platforms that you are aware of. So moving along, we are looking at now the 8x42 binocular from National Geographic. This brand of binoculars is a big seller. This model, the 8x42, a big seller right here on Amazon, has above 4.5-star reviews, and a whole bunch of them. We sell a lot of these binoculars. If you're looking for a place to start in your journey with binoculars, this might be the place. They are not expensive at all. They're not waterproof, but they're water resistant. They have twist-up eye cups, and like all good binoculars, they have a diopter to focus your right eye. So you focus your left eye with the big knob, then you focus your right eye. So both eyes are in focus. Makes your brain happy, makes your eyeballs happy, so that then, yes indeed, you can have a much better experience checking out the birds in your neighborhood. There's birds all around you. You just have to become aware of them, and they are spectacular and beautiful. We're going to look at another bird here in just a minute. It's going to be the Brown Pelican. If you live along the coast, it's going to be a spectacular bird. We'll go to it here in just a minute. Excuse me. The National Geographic 8x42 binoculars. 8 means, I think we did not cover this with the other ones, 8 means it's 8-power lens, so the eyepieces magnify it by a factor of 8, and 42 millimeters of aperture, bringing in the light to your eye. Now, that 8-power means they look 8 times larger than they are from where you're viewing, or if you move 8 times closer, that's how it's going to look as well. So that's what the magnification means. We sell these like hotcakes on Amazon. That is the biggest recommendation you can get, is if people keep buying them, you know they're a great product right here. The National Geographic 8x42 binoculars come with a neck strap. I haven't put the neck strap on them. Has a carrying case. Didn't pull the carrying case out. Doesn't fit in the box real well. So don't keep it in the box. Just have it out loose for the shows. So this is National Geographic 8x42 binoculars. They pass the Scott Roberts Flex test. If you get a hold of them and twist a pair of binoculars and they warp, that means the hinge is not a good hinge. It means that you're going to have problems. They're going to get out of collimation easily, and they're going to present problems for you. Don't have a problem with these right here. So let me get another pair of binoculars staged, and we're going to go to the Brown Pelican, right? The Brown Pelican. Here we go. The Brown Pelican is a ginormous bird. Last week, or 2 weeks ago now, I think, we talked about the American white pelican. This is a brown pelican. It is an extremely large, ungainly looking bird. This picture was taken by Carl Bernhardt at the Bolsa Chica Preserve near Huntington Beach, California. Brown pelicans are huge, stocky birds. They have thin necks and very long bills, as you can see from the photo, with a stretchy throat pouch used for capturing fish. Their wings are very long and broad and are often noticeably bowed when the birds are gliding, as you can see right here in this photo. American brown pelicans are gray-brown with yellow heads and white necks. In breeding plumage, the back and sides of the neck turn a rich, dark, reddish-brown. Immatures are gray-brown above, including the head and neck, with pale whitish belly and breast. It's a comically elegant bird, according to the literature, with an oversized bill, sinuous neck, and big, dark body. Squadrons glide along the surf along the southern and western coast of the United States, rising and falling in a graceful echo of the waves. They feed by plunge diving from high up, using the force of impact to stun small fish before scooping them up in their bill pouch. They're fairly common today, an excellent example of a species recovery from pesticide pollution that once placed them at the brink of extinction. They are great birds to watch if you're at the beach. They'll be gliding along in a squadron of 4 or 5 or 6, and all of a sudden one of them will fold over just like a fighter plane going after their quarry, and they go into the water and come up with a bill full of water and strain out the fish and swallow their meal. Let's see, where are we at? We're not foraging peckles.
We need Jack Hanna.
We need Jack Hanna.
He could bring the pelican in.
He could bring the pelican in and let it poop on me. When not foraging, pelicans stand around fishing docks, jetties, and beaches and cruise along the shoreline. In flight lines of pelicans gliding on their broad wings, they will surf the updrafts along wave faces or cliffs. Wing beats are slow, deep, and powerful. Their range is the coastal areas of the Americas down into Mexico and the Caribbean. YouTube, Backyard Astronaut. Wow, love these. Seeing these up close in Florida brings back good memories. Yes, indeed. If you've seen them while, relaxing on the beach or something, most assuredly a picture like that can bring back great memories. I intended to try and identify that little white bird back there on that pole and forgot to do that. I just realized that. But Brown Pelican by Carl Bernhardt. He took all these pictures. And if you got pictures of birds you want to see, CSUs, we welcome them. Chat real quick and we'll tell you how to send them to us. And if you got a backstory about where you were or what you're doing that Backyard Astronaut just noted brings up good memories, we would love to share those memories as well with our viewers. That interaction is what makes these shows fantastic. I really like doing these. So if you haven't done so, and if you're on Amazon Live, use that chat function and give us a shout out. We would appreciate it very much. If you like what you're seeing, click on that follow button. We hope we earn that from you. And again, I keep thanking you for giving us your time because you are sharing your time with us, and we truly appreciate it. These are the Magniview 8x26 binoculars. I like this pair of binoculars because it's nice and small, and you can do this with it. You can open your shirt pocket like I have on this Habit brand shirt. By the way, you can get one of these shirts over in the carousel today. One version of them is shown. It's the peach version that I like to wear. I like that color on me, but There's a couple other colors. The color I wore yesterday, people really like on me as well. But they're nice, very loose-fitting shirts, very comfortable, have a vented back. And if you spend time out fishing, they've got a hook right here for hooking your fishing rod, as well as a little Velcro thing right here that you can use to keep your rod stable as well. Love that. And again, quick drying fabric, very great shirt. So, am I selling shirts now for another company? Yeah, I wear them. We recommend other stuff that other companies sell that we don't. Why not shirts as well? So, back to the binoculars. The Magniview, the Alpen line goes in a series of levels. Magniview, and then it goes Shaster Ridge, the Teton, Apex. There's all sorts of different series of binoculars there. This is the Magniview. Like them because you can make them really compact. They have an 8-power eyepiece, 25 millimeter aperture. These are waterproof binoculars. Nice shock-proof design, comfortable in the hands. You know, you always trade off things, right? If you want a compact pair of binoculars, you're not going to get a big bulky pair of binoculars because that defeats the purpose of having a compact, easy-to-use binoculars. James just said, hello, everyone. Thank you, James, for getting the shout-out. We appreciate that very much, and thank you for watching our show today here on Amazon Live. The Magniview binoculars, as I said, easy to hold, nice wide interpupillary distance, easy to find your the eyes and get it focused. Let's see, can I focus on the camera? I don't believe this pair focuses so close to onto the camera. Once again, that becomes a trade-off. Compact pair, it's not going to have as much travel focus, things like that. But a fine pair of binoculars over in the carousel, whole variety pack today. We also have over in the carousel, let's see, I did not grab the tripod adapter. We do have over in the carousel right now, if you look down there, a window mount. So we'll talk about the window mount in a minute. No need to talk about it now. So these binoculars are the Wings Binoculars, a step above the Magniview binoculars. This is an open bridge design. Eye caps come off. You would simply attach them with that little loop onto the neck strap, so they're always with them. You can't lose them. Keeper rings keep the objective covers on the binoculars. This is a nice open bridge. You can get your fingers down in an open bridge because you got finger holes, right? Makes it really easy to get a hold of these binoculars. Twist up eye cups if you want to use them for glasses or without. I don't use my glasses when I look through binoculars. And here we go. Can we focus on the camera? Nope, not quite. It almost gets there, but it just doesn't quite get there. So, smaller binoculars, not as much room inside to do things with. Waterproof, shockproof, great prisms inside here. Good coatings. Those coatings protect the glass, and they also give you the ability to really enhance the brightness and crispness of the image. These are the 8x34, so 8 power lenses and 34 millimeter objective lens, bringing in more light than smaller circles, which is going to make your view brighter as well. These binoculars come with a great carrying case right here and an Alpen brush lens cleaning wand as well. The binoculars also have a neck strap that I haven't put on just because I haven't done it. Shoulder strap for the carrying case. All of our Alpen binoculars from this level up come with a really nice nylon bag just like this, padded. Also has a belt loop strap, so you can thread this on your belt and carry it like a holster, making it easier to carry these around with you throughout the day. Again, you know, go out and find some birds. The birds are a great way to spend a morning, afternoon, evening. The birds are most active in the mornings and evenings. That's when the best bird watching is. And, you know, I have grown up doing astronomy and bird watching, got out of bird watching just, drifted away from what my parents had always done. As somebody said, great memories. I have great memories of going on Sunday drives with my parents out looking for birds in the spring and fall when the weather was cool. We didn't have air conditioning in the car or truck, so enjoy going down the road when it's cool, because that was the time when you didn't sweat a lot inside the vehicle. So, the Wings, Alpen Wings 8x34 binoculars. I'm going to do a quick reset, get another pair of binoculars up, and we're going to go look at a beautiful little bird called the common yellowthroat. We're going to talk about that bird just a little bit. The common yellowthroat. And here it comes. It's going to pop up here in just a second. And 3, 2,
You'll be
1.
okay, Kent.
Nope.
Give me a
I was
second.
trying to gauge the timing. The common yellowthroat. This was taken by again by Carl Bernhardt at Lake Perris, Perris State Park in Southern California. The common yellowthroat is a small songbird, and it's getting ready to come up right now. The common yellowthroat is a small songbird, chunky, rounded heads and medium length, slightly rounded tails. These birds are about the size of a large sparrow. There we go. So there you see the common yellowthroat. It looks like it has a black robber's mask on. That's its most common feature, although it's called the yellowthroat because its throat is, yes, you're right, yellow. Absolutely. Adult males are bright yellow below with a sharp black face mask and olive-colored upper parts. A thin whitish line sets off the black mask from the head and neck, and you can see that in this photo by Carl. Immature males show traces of the full mask. Females are a plain olive brown, usually with yellow brightening under the throat, or on the throat and under the tail. But the female's black, the black mask. In the birding world, you're going to find out that the females often are just a whole lot more drab and gray and not nearly as colorful as the males. Backyard astronaut, seriously awesome. Learning lots here. Do you guys do cameras too? We do not. We have carried some QHY cameras. We're currently working on increasing our lineup of astrophotography cameras. We do not carry any cameras that you could use for daytime photography. However, we do have, and I need to show a few of these. I haven't showed some in a while. We do have a couple of people who use their telescopes, Essential Series or FCD 100, ED80s and 102s specifically, to shoot birds with. Now, birds with a telescope present some challenges because with a camera, in autofocus, you can just swing the camera and let the autofocus focus and go on down the road. However, most kit camera lenses do not have the quality of glass that telescopes have, but telescopes don't autofocus. So the answer is to create situations where you know birds are always going to land, or find places where birds always land. Focus very precisely at that location with your camera and telescope on a tripod, and then fire away with a remote shutter release, taking pictures so the camera doesn't shake, the telescope doesn't shake, and it is astounding some of the details you can get, especially if you get the birds close. Sheldon Farrowski, an engineer who has been doing astronomy his whole life, creates situations where he puts out bird seed and then he cuts off branches and creates spots for the birds to land easily. And when he does that, the birds will, he finds the spots where the birds like to land, and then he puts his camera there and he waits for a bird to come pose for him at the place that he created for them. So he's making his own great photos, and he's using a telescope to do it. It's a pretty cool process he goes through. Okay, so more about the common yellowthroat that we're looking at. Common yellowthroats spend much of their time skulking low to the ground in dense thickets and fields. They're a bird that can be difficult to find because they like to stay in thickets. They search for small insects and spiders. Males sing a very distinctive rolling witchetty, witchetty, witchetty song, and both sexes give a full-sounding chuck note that is easy to learn. That's one way you can identify birds. Often, it's easier to identify birds by their sound, but then by the way they look, because many birds look very, very similar. However, their songs are different. Learning how to identify songs by ear takes a lot of practice and a lot of listening. I'm starting to get better at it. I can identify probably 24, 30 maybe birds easily by sound now. I'm working on some other birds. I've been hearing birds I haven't been able to find, in the trees or in my backyard, in the front yard, but I'm working on that. During migration generally is March, April, and September, October. So in North America, March, April, birds are flying north, and in September, October, they're flying south. Often the most common warbler found in fields and edges. It sometimes joins with other warbler species in mixed flocks where they flocks while they're foraging, and the range is U.S. down into Central America and the Caribbean islands. This is the common yellowthroat. It is a warbler. Warbler is a descriptive term for a group of birds that warble. It's based on their sound. So let's talk about now the Alpen Shasta Ridge 10x42s. Small, compact pair of binoculars, but folks, these are beautiful binoculars to look through. Now, Paul's favorite is the next one we're going to talk about, and that's the Tetons. This pair of binocular right here is beautiful to look through. Paul, we can go away from the bird now if you want to. These are the 10x42 version. Spectacular binoculars, come with a standard keeper, come with flip-up eye cups that insert into little slots right here, so they're attached to the front. I love this pair of binoculars. I love all the pair of binoculars. I keep saying that, I know. Which one's my favorite? The one I'm using right now. That's the answer. Right? So these binoculars have some decent close focus. Can't quite focus on the camera, but I can certainly focus on Paul's computer way over there with plenty of room to spare. And I can tell right now that I have focused these for both eyes, and I'm trying to get it so you can see the creepiness of my eyeballs while I'm looking right into the camera. Am I getting it, Paul?
Yeah, you did.
There we go. Up.
Out. Let some light in. There you go.
There you go.
Cyclops face.
Cyclops face. Big, big eyes. So anyway, always fun to do that with kids. They love seeing things like that. So the Shaster Ridge from Alpen, 10x42 binoculars. The Shaster Ridge are fantastic binoculars. We re-engineered these. They had been out of production for a while. We re-engineered these with new coatings, new manufacturing processes, and these leave the previous Shasta Ridge binoculars in the dust. Nothing wrong with the previous Shasta Ridge and an older generation of binoculars, and if you've got a pair, keep them. They're fine to use and spectacular. It's just that every so often new manufacturing ups the game. Better coatings, better glass, better mechanical processes mean you get a better view through the binoculars. This is the Shasta Ridge 10x42. Now, these binoculars start coming with a really nice neck strap. This is, if you remember back in the day when I was growing up, you had a really thin neck strap that was hard plastic that was just about that wide, and it was really hard and thick and dug into your neck or shoulder and weren't the most fun things to carry. I always wore t-shirts, so when I carried them around my neck, they were digging into my neck. Well, not going to happen with this. This is neoprene. It's nice and stretchy, extremely wide neck strap, has some anti-skid material so you can carry them on your shoulder with no trouble, or put them around your neck, and you're going to get a whole day's worth of carrying these binoculars. They're not going to dig in. Even if you have a t-shirt, it's not going to wear out your neck because the way the strap is designed. So if you're just joining us, we would love for you to give us a howdy. We appreciate that very much, and we will give you a shout out by name back. Likewise, if you like what you're seeing, click on the follow button so you'll get notified every day when we come live here on Amazon Live. If you have a question on anything, whether it's astronomy, some of the toys we carry, just anything in general, birding, ask it. If I can answer it, I will. If not, we'll figure out a way to get an answer to you.
I have a question.
A question from Paul. He's the disembodied voice.
Okay, let's see. Get rid of that, and then add this. This is the only bird. I have a poster where I identify birds. Okay.
Are you gonna stump the chump?
Yeah. So this is how to identify a bird.
I'm waiting.
You don't see it?
That's absolutely. Those are all indeed birds.
Birds.
And most of those birds, the bottom center bird's a sparrow.
Yeah.
One's
pigeon.
a crow.
Carrier pigeon.
Is that a carrier pigeon? Extinct.
Yeah.
I've never seen a carrier pigeon.
Starling.
Yeah, the picture qualities, there's not. One's a ring-necked dove.
It's a meme.
Top row, second one from the left, looks like a ring-necked dove.
Bird.
The one in the middle, next to the I don't know, crow, whatever it is, the little yellow one, that looks like a Eurasian blue tit.
No idea.
Eurasian blue tit on that, which is a European Asian species. All right, so anyway, bird.
You didn't like my birds?
Bird. Oh, yeah, I love your birds. That's how you identify birds.
Yes, that's how I identify birds.
For sure. Anyway, nice neck strap. Gives you a lot of enjoyment. It's hard to say you can get enjoyment out of a neck strap, but if you're out for a couple of hours, it's really going to make your viewing more pleasurable because that neck strap is not digging in to your neck. So, Shasta Ridge, 10 by 42 binoculars. Pick them up over in the carousel right now. I believe they're priced at right at $200. Let me put these back up in the carrying case. There we go. Save a little time later on.
Your new bird.
We have a new bird. This, well, I go ahead and get the binoculars over we're going to talk about. This is a northern flicker. And the flicker, I have a flicker that I hear every morning, and I don't see him that often, but there's a flicker has a very unique call. I hear him every morning around in the trees or under bushes. This is the northern flicker, and it's in the western phase coloring. There's two distinct color populations. Again, this is taken by Carl Bernhardt in the San Jacinto Wildlife Preserve. Flickers are fairly large woodpeckers with a slim, rounded head, slightly down-curved bill, and long, flared tail that tapers to a point. Flickers appear brownish overall with a white rump patch that's conspicuous in flight, absolutely, and visible when perched. The undersides of the wings and tail feathers are bright yellow and for eastern birds. So eastern birds have bright yellow under their wings and tail feathers. And for the western birds, their undersides are red. This is a western bird. With a closer look, you'll see that the brown plumage is richly patterned with black spots, bars, and crescents. Just a spectacularly colored bird. Those spots are what makes it. This bird is probably this big, bill to tail, a good-sized bird, bigger than a robin. They spend a lot of time on the ground, where they're often, and in trees, they often perched upright on horizontal branches instead of leaning against their tails on a trunk. They fly in an up-down path using heavy flaps interspersed with glides, so their flight pattern looks like that as they fly. They're named flicker, I've always felt like, because they're always flicking leaves over in search of insects, berries, and other things to eat. Let's talk about the regional differences a little bit. North America has two distinct English easily distinguished populations of the northern flicker. The yellow-shafted form on the east, which is, let's get this right, yellow-shafted, means they have bright yellow underneath. They're the eastern birds, which occurs into Texas and the Great Plains. So the eastern seaboard into Texas and the Great Plains, which the one I see is a eastern coloration. And the red-shafted form on the west, they have the red under wings and belly. Key difference is the color of the flight feather shafts, which are either yellow, lemon, or a rosy red. Yellow-shafted forms have tan faces and gray crowns and a red crescent on the nape. That's the yellow-shafted, in other words, the eastern form. And males have a black mustache stripe. Red-shafted forms have a gray face, brown crown, and no nape crescent, with males showing a red mustache stripe. Hybrids occur, and they can look in all sorts of different forms, and they are common where the edges of these ranges overlap. Consult a map for that overlap. The flicker's range is U.S., all the United States, up into the middle and western Canadian provinces, and down into Central America. So that is the northern flicker. Beautiful bird, great call. You can spend some time listening to those calls. Lots of audio and video files out there for you. Now this is the pair of binocular right here that Paul drools over. He's saving his cans that he picks up on the side of the road and looks for pennies in parking lots so he can afford a pair of these binoculars. This is the Alpen Teton 8 by 42 binoculars. So we've been to spend a lot of time in 8 by 42 and 10 by 42, very common sizes, 8 by 32 to 8 by 42, 10 by 42, common for birding. Now this is a hefty pair of binoculars. This has a special prism in it, an Abbe prism in it, that really does a great job of transmitting the light and getting really good crisp light to your eyes. They're waterproof, standard scenario. They're a heavy-bodied binocular. These are heavier than your normal binoculars because of the frame to hold them steady and the glass inside of them. 8-power eyepieces, 42-millimeter objective lenses. Paul tells the story. He was up in Iowa, and we'll show that video here in just a minute, recording some video, and with Rick White, one of our pro staff, senior pro staff person. And Paul, it was dark, and Paul picked up a pair, not dark, but Paul picked up a pair, and
sun was outside.
Was gone.
Yeah, it was below the horizon.
So it was well past sunset. He tells the story, he looked into some trees and was shocked that it was seen in the trees like it was almost daylight. Right, Paul?
I saw more detail in the bushes than I could with my actual eyes.
Yeah, so he was just shocked by that. So
it's letting in more light than my eyes, because the
front
of it's bigger.
Think about it. A telescope and binoculars effectively makes your eye, your pupil, the diameter of the telescope or of the objective, right? So if your pupils could become this big around, you would be able to see more. But even then, the coatings and the design and the prism all work together in sync, in harmony, to bring a really crisp, bright image that appears almost enhanced when you look down into some deep shadows. Paul, why don't you run that video? Does this have audio with it?
Which video?
Of Rick White.
Talking about that? Well, no, I wasn't prepared to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, then we won't then. We'll just move on down the road.
You got to set this up ahead of time, Kent.
Dude, we've done this show the last 10 weeks.
We do a different show every day. We do 3 every day, and I have to reload every time.
Yeah. And we've run Paul for the last, Rick for the last, months and months.
Hang on.
So, anyway.
Maybe I can.
All right, so let's talk about the binoculars. When you go to clean a pair of binoculars, you want to be very gentle with them. You don't want to, take your shirt tail and go lick it and rub. You're going to, if there's grime, grit, dirt, whatever on there, you're going to scratch the coatings. And when you scratch the coatings of binoculars, that can't be undone. You want to be very careful with them. You want to use a camel hair brush and a clean microfiber cloth. And I tell people you want to touch them without touching them, right? You
Does
want
it have to
touch
be
those.
actual camel hair?
I don't know if they're actual camel hair or not. This comes with a microfiber cloth in this pouch. I don't know if it's actual camel hair anymore, but they still are called camel hair brushes. You can also use canned air to blow stuff off. However, use caution because sometimes you blow that dust and it scratches as it goes across. So you also don't want to get the propellant out of the can in there as well, because that would not be good to get all that stuff on your glass, because now you got to clean it off too, which means the more you clean them, the more you run the risk of removing those special coatings that make these binoculars really, really shine. Now, if you go compare a pair of Teton 8x42 with an Abbey prism and the EMD, I think it's the EMD coating system in here, but with the coating system in here, go look at comparable binoculars. You're going to find, excuse me, that these binoculars are an outstanding deal at the price we have them over in the carousel right now. A fantastic deal compared to other brands, and I think Paul said that they're on sale right now. So there you go. So
The
Alpen Teton 10x42 with an Abbey prism.
No, hang on. The 8x42s are $559, but the
Right.
10x42s are $469.
The 10x42s are on sale.
Yeah.
So fantastic binoculars. Can't say enough about them. If you're looking for an investment in binoculars and want to have the budget to spend some money, here's your binocular for you, the Teton 10x42 or 8x42. Now, Paul, let's go ahead and get geared up for the Say's Phoebe, if you would please. And I did not get a tripod today to use, so I'm just going to hand hold this spotting scope. So here's the Say's Phoebe, also taken by Carl Bernhardt. He took this picture in the San Jacinto Wildlife Preserve. He goes out a whole lot shooting birds, and he goes to places where the birds are frankly often humanized, and he can get very, very close to many of these birds because they're comfortable around people. Other times it becomes a challenge. So the Say's Phoebe, I meant to look up who Say's is, but didn't do it. So it's named after somebody.
Friends?
It's got to be somebody.
Says Phoebe?
Say's, S-A-Y.
Is that the girl that plays the guitar in Friends?
Probably not, although it's a very pretty bird. All right. This slender long-tailed flycatcher appears large-headed for a bird of its size. The head often looks flat on top, but phoebes sometimes raise their head feathers into a small peak at the back, so they can get a small peak on them if they want to. They're palish brown-gray above with a cinnamon belly, sort of what we can see here, a blackish tail, and a gray breast. Looks pretty darn like it. Males and females are similar. If the birds are similar to looking exactly the same, they're called monomorphic. Mono, one morph, one look, right? All right. The immature is smaller, similar to the adult, but browner and may have a buffy wing bar. Like other phoebes, the Say's Phoebe often wags or pumps its tail when perched, although not as frequently as eastern and black phoebes. When they forage, Say's often perch around eye level on exposed twigs, jumping up to snatch a flying insect and return to the same spot or a nearby perch. Say's Phoebe lives in open country, sagebrush, badlands, dry, barren foothills, canyons, and borders and deserts. They avoid forests. They often gravitate to buildings and aren't closely tied to watercourses like other phoebes. Their range is the western United States down into Mexico. Comment from Backyard Astronaut. Would it be even possible to create autofocus on astronomy telescopes. I'm not an engineer, but they were able to create autofocus on camera lenses, so it can be done. And in fact, there is a way in some camera programs that do astrophotography that actually use a mathematical analysis of pinpoint stars, that it can do a mathematical focus and get you in perfect mathematical focus. It's called full width half maximum, FWHM, full width half maximum, and the system can actually achieve a focus. It has to take a picture, then focus, and then do the mathematical algorithm, take another picture, and it keeps doing it until it finds out exactly where it is, and it can focus very precisely. Backyard Astronaut says these are mostly European. Actually, these are not. All these birds are North American birds. Now, I think many of the birds that we saw on that poster, very possibly, if that's what you're talking about, Backyard Astronaut, I think you may be right. There were at least a couple of European birds I'm familiar with on there. You know, I said that one was a ring-necked turtle dove, or ring-necked dove, which is an introduced species in the United States. And in areas where they allow hunting, like here in Arkansas, when you go dove hunting, they have a daily limit on mourning doves, but they have no limit on ring-necked doves. So
we're
ahead.
running out of time.
Yep, we're running out of time here. So
let's look at the next bird.
Let's look at the next bird. I have actually saw my first one of these, 2 months ago. I know what it was. I didn't have time to stop because I had to get there. This is a crazy looking bird. Looks like a cartoon bird somebody would make up. It is the Yellowheaded Blackbird. It was a single blackbird sitting on a power line. I have no doubt what it was. However, because I didn't stop and observe it and spend some time with it, I have not added it to my life list to record the exact date, time, and location. And here comes my first sneeze of the show. Excuse me. All right, so this is the Yellowheaded Blackbird. Obviously, it ranges into Arkansas because I've seen one. These were taken by Carl at the San Jacinto Preserve. Here comes sneeze number 2. Maybe that'll be it. I almost made the whole show without sneezing my fool head off. Yellowheaded blackbirds are fairly large blackbirds with a stout body, a large head, and a long conical bill. Right? Males are striking blackbirds with yellow heads and chest and black bodies with prominent white patches at the bend of their wings. You can see that in some of those birds. Females and immatures are brown instead of black with duller yellow heads. Immature males show some white at the bend of the wing while females don't. So there you go. I think those are probably immature males. Would be my guess. Not sure though. Yellowheaded blackbirds breed in loose colonies and males mate with several females. During the breeding season, they eat insects and aquatic invertebrates. They form huge flocks in winter, often mixing with other species of blackbirds, and feed on seed, grains, and in cultivated fields. They're part of that ubiquitous giant flock of birds that are black, which are not necessarily just blackbirds. The range is Rockies east to along the Mississippi River generally, up into the western Canadian provinces, and down into southern Mexico. This is the aptly named Yellowheaded Blackbird.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. Pop
quiz.
Pop.
Look
Pop.
at your monitor.
Pop. Takes 9 seconds. That is a Carolina wren.
Correct. Next.
Makes a trill. Wait 9 seconds and then say next. Oh, come on.
Is it not going?
Yeah, it's going. It's a cardinal.
Oh.
It's the single bird that causes more people to get into birding in North America than any other bird. It's the male northern cardinal. The female is a beautiful bird unto itself. It's reddish, but it has this beautiful brown color to it with red highlights, and often sings more than the male does. This would be a baby duck of some sort, otherwise known as a duckling. I have no idea
Mallard.
what it is, but you probably took it at Murphy Park.
Mallard.
So I'm going to go with a mallard.
Okay. There you go. I took all these photos for you, Kent.
That's a gutter gull. That would be the ubiquitous American
gull.
robin, noticeable by
It's a
the
gutter gull.
robin breast and that beautiful white chestnut.
See all the
breast
babies?
and a beautiful white eye ring around the eye. The American
All the babies.
Cardinal, American robin.
And now for the antithesis of all these birds.
House sparrow. I'm going to guess house sparrow. Can't see it yet. I'm going to guess a house sparrow.
No, it's the antithesis
that
of
would
these
be
birds.
the antithesis.
What?
Oh,
It's a pterodactyl cat.
it is a yeller tabby.
No,
sure.
look at the paw.
We got, what, 6 toes?
Yeah.
There you go.
5-toed cat. What's it called?
Hemingway. Polydactyl.
Polydactyl, not a pterodactyl cat.
Polydactyl.
It's a pterodactyl
All right,
cat.
so it would be a Hemingway cat,
Yes.
so to speak. So
And it's the antithesis of all the birds.
I think it would be the nemesis.
And antithesis.
So anyway, finishing up here real quick.
Nemesi,
we got-
it would actually only be a nemesi, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's nemesis is singular.
Plural.
I think nemesis is singular in Latin.
Yeah, nemesi, because there's multiple birds and multiple cats.
Namaste. Namaste. Okay,
Am I driving you nuts, Kent?
we're going to finish up real quick because we got to get. This is a fantastic bird watching device, wildlife watching device. It's the Apex series from Alpen, 20 to 60 by 80 millimeter spotting scope. What does that mean? Well, the 80 refers to this beautiful chunk of glass up here in front. 80 millimeter objective lens, hood screen, rain screen, sun screen. The 20 to 60 means it's a zoom. It goes from a power of 20 power, zooms up to a power of 60 power right there. Fantastic device. It doesn't come with a tripod. Got to get your own tripod. Has a 1/4 to 20, so it'll fit on anything. And if you look over in the carousel, for $21.99, we have a window mount. So if you carry this in your car, you can put it on there, roll your window down, slip that over the window, and now you have mounted this to the window of your car so you can spot things outside the window of your car. Has a coarse focus, a fine focus, and here's the cool part. If you have it mounted on a tripod and need to get it to a more comfortable viewing angle, you can do that right there by loosening that screw and get it to an angle that's really comfortable for yourself. It comes with, and this is pretty cool, it comes with this nylon case right here that allows you to use the spotting scope. It's waterproof, but you still want to protect your investment. This is not a cheap device. And real quick, we're getting ready to go off, so if you're out there and haven't done so, click that follow button if we've earned your trust. And if
So
you're
look
out there,
here.
we'd love for you to say hi to us so we can give you a hi back.
Check out
I'd
check
love
out
to
the
get a
carousel.
follow today. Haven't gotten one yet, I don't think. What'd you say, Paul?
Check out the carousel.
Check out the carousel. My Shorts by Paul G. Newton. Oh, that's a book Paul wrote
Yeah.
and won nothing for it other than the accolades of his polydactyl cats. So,
Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl
excuse me.
cats.
So you can see I can use this device. It has a zipper end that opens up and you can pull the lens cap off. You can use this device without it being out of the case, helping protect your investment. Has a zipper port down here, so you can put it on a tripod with a 1/4 to 20. A really fine addition to your spotting scope to really protect your investment. This is an investment of a some serious amount of money, but it's a great spotting scope. So we're up against the 3 o'clock hour.
No more pterodactyls.
No more polydactyl cats.
Pterodactyl.
So Paul, how'd I do on the pop quiz?
You got a B because you couldn't guess the make and model of the duckling.
I was working my way to it, and you blurted out the answer before I got there. Because
no, it's a pop quiz, not a, oh my gosh, let me go and think about it quiz.
Well, I would have gotten the answer. I was going to go because I figured you took it at Murphy Park.
You don't know where I took it.
Did you take it at Murphy Park?
No.
Did you take it at Harbor Lakes, one of the ponds in Harbor Village?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, not Harbor Village, but yeah, Harbor Meadows. Maybe. Could have been where he took it. So there you go. Or Lake Elmdale might have been. But
I have never been out there but once in my life.
Probably that bird right there was a mallard. Hard to say whether it's a male or female. Not good with baby birds at all. But by golly, it was a duck. I got that. All right. I appreciate y'all watching. Carl Bernhardt started following. Carl, thank you very much. Carl, thank you for blessing everyone with your pictures. You take fantastic bird pictures. You share willingly with us so we can share your art with the world. Thank you so much for doing that. Again, you're blessing so many people who are looking at these wonderful birds and hopefully creating some excitement, interest in going out there and finding birds around them and watching them and learning their habits and being able to identify birds. Carl, you bless us every time we show your pictures. You're blessing far more than the people here at Explore Scientific. I love looking at your birds. Thank you so much for that. And the follow means very much to us, sir. We appreciate it very much. So we're going to go ahead and sign off now. We appreciate everyone sharing your time with us. Here every day at 2 o'clock. Go on a social media feed at 1:30. Here till generally 3 o'clock Monday through Friday. Tyler's going to have the reins tomorrow where he's going to be working on focus on astrophotography. He'll probably have an Exos 100 and a telescope and be talking about how to use it. And the Exos 100 is Exos 100 is a great mount for people who are wanting to start out doing astrophotography or who have been doing it for years and looking for a lightweight mount to add to their arsenal of tools. So I will see you on Tuesday. We here in the United States take July the 4th off. I won't see you Tuesday because I'm taking July the 5th off. I want to watch a fireworks show where I'm going camping, so I won't be coming back until the 6th. I'll be back on the 6th for First Light Chronicles. So I will see you there. I appreciate all your time. Stay safe this weekend. And, take a kid out bird watching. Take a kid out astronomy watching. Do something. We got a new moon coming up. The sky is going to be dark. Get up in the morning, look at the parade of planets, but do something with astronomy and birding both this weekend. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
If you want to see amazing Milky Way views, you want to observe the stars, you want to hang out with astronomers, but you love art and you love music, you're going to want to come to the Arizona Dark Sky Star Party, September 21st to the 25th at Oracle State Park in Oracle, Arizona. It'll be an amazing event, and I know you're going to love it. If you want to see amazing Milky Way views, you want to observe the stars, you want to hang out with astronomers, but you love art and you love music, you're going to want to come to the Arizona Dark Sky Star Party, September 21st to the 25th at Oracle State Park in Oracle, Arizona. It'll be an amazing event, and I know you're going to love it. Hi everyone, it's Scott Roberts here from Explore Scientific, and we're getting ready for the Arizona Dark Sky Star Party, September 21st to the 25th at Oracle State Park in Oracle, Arizona. This is going to be a special event. We're going to have super dark skies. It'll be a fantastic place for astrophotographers, amateur astronomers, birders, people who just want to hang out and decompress under the amazing state park that Oracle State Park is. It's a real gem in Arizona, in the greater Oro Valley. And we're just down the road from Biosphere 2, where we'll have a series of lectures from famous astronomers. You're going to really love this. It's really special. David Levy and I will be there to greet you, and we hope to see you there. Come to explorescientific.com/events and sign up. Hi everyone, it's Scott Roberts here from Explore Scientific, and we're getting ready for the Arizona Dark Sky Star Party, September 21st to the 25th at Oracle State Park in Oracle, Arizona. This is going to be a special event. We're going to have super dark skies. It'll be a fantastic place for astrophotographers, amateur astronomers, birders, people who just want to hang out and decompress under the amazing state park that Oracle State Park is. It's a real gem in Arizona, in the greater Oro Valley. And we're just down the road from Biosphere 2, where we'll have a series of lectures from famous astronomers. You're going to really love this. It's really special. David Levy and I will be there to greet you, and we hope to see you there. Come to explorescientific.com/events and sign up. Hi everyone, it's Scott Roberts here from Explore Scientific, and we're getting ready for the
excellent glass. You'll be hard-pressed to find that glass for under $1,000. Everything that you would want in a pair of optics.
I know what I'm looking for, and once I know what I'm looking for and find what it is, that's what I'm interested in buying.
The bottom line is they're affordable, they're lighter, and they're great in low light. The new Alpen Tetons.
Another deer coming out.